such a dork.
Hello, everybody. This is Magic in the Making.
First episode.
But we gotta hold on. We gotta hit this button. Hello, everybody. This is Magic in the Making. Are you excited? Richie, say something. Say something.
You were supposed to introduce yourself.
I am Joshua Warren. I am the owner of Mom's Basement Games, and we're gonna run a podcast weekly with me, the biggest, and Richard T.
That's me.
The even biggest, even more biggest.
Who is this guy? Who invited him?
Yeah, so I'm excited.
It'll be fun.
This is our first week, so come catch us every Monday at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, right?
Yeah, we'll try to be live about 5:30. We're a little late right now, but, you know.
Well, it's the first
episode. We're going to have little bumps along the road. So.
Yeah. All right, so here's what we're going to get into first, which is what we used to get into when we had a podcast before, but it was always the visual podcast. We never actually ripped the audio and put it on SoundCloud and iTunes. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we describe everything that we can as good as possible. But we are going to be going over who's on top first. But we want to get into what we did this weekend.
Yeah, you want to start by telling them about your weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to get right into the magic. I want to let you guys know about the magic that Daddy made this weekend.
Is that what we're calling it?
So I was in Indy this weekend, and it had nothing to do with magic, but it was magical. I went to a wine fest in downtown Indianapolis with my family, and we got after, I'd say about, 10 bottles of wine.
Were 8 of those your own?
No, I only actually bought one.
Okay.
Actually, well, I didn't physically run my card. I was just like, I want that.
And they're just
like,
here you go.
I got it. Don't even worry about it. I got it. So that was cool. I didn't have to buy any wine, but I paid for it the next day. I felt like I got hit by a fucking train.
You got hit by the bottle of wine.
Yeah, I did get hit by the bottle of wine. But, I mean, we had a lot of fun. It was just a lot of walking. I'm large. I don't...
Big mood. I'm
a game player. I don't gym too often. My breasts are getting bigger by the year. So, so it's not easy doing all that walking, but we had a really good time. So, then Sunday we stayed a little late, got home, had to grind out those pennies this morning. Me and Richie, of course, we work in the surroundings that you see, which is the basement.
He doesn't let me out of here. He says I got to grind a certain amount of pennies before I can get out.
I let you out of here, but yeah, so we're in the basement. We're in the basement every day, grinding bulk and whatnot, and collections. So,
for some reason, we decided to spend more time together and talk to all of you guys.
Wow.
So
I think that's right.
Yeah,
right,
just
so
about.
What'd you do this weekend?
So Saturday was pretty chill for me. Just hung out with the fam at home. But Sunday I went up to Frankenmuth and played in an MCQ. My round one was, if anybody around Michigan knows, it's Ray Perez, who is known as the future pro for most people who know him. And so my round one was not the best. We were on pretty close to the same deck, though, which felt pretty good. But
he shook the shit out of you, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. It was not even close.
It was shake and bake Ray Perez.
Played a Nissan turn 3, and I proceeded not to do much else. Then I ended up just having really bad mana issues. I don't know why. It's magic. It happens. But went home, seen the fam some more. Had some leftover Benihanas they brought me. I don't know if you've ever been to Benihanas or not.
Many times. It's delicious.
So great.
Yep.
And then I came here this morning. So pretty lax weekend for me this week.
Well, at least you got to play some magic.
Yeah. Always a good time when I play some magic. So.
Even though you ran into Ray, but...
I mean, hey.
I've run into Ray at a few tournaments, and it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, Ray's a really good player. And speaking of which, do you think Ray ever has bought from our sponsor, momsbasementgames.tcgplayerpro.com?
Way to throw it in there like a fucking boss.
You got to click down here, Josh.
Let's transition into that.
Yeah, so...
Pow, pow! Look at that.
Just like all of our content we make here, our sponsor is Mom's Basement. You can go there, check out our Twitch stream if you're listening to us on anywhere that we are posting this.
Yeah, we're going to be on iTunes,
SoundCloud, and Spotify, right?
I don't know, man. I just work here.
Oh.
I don't know if we're going to be on Spotify. I'll have to ask the other boss about
maybe
that.
when we make it.
Yeah, we got to make it first. Yeah, but we're going to be... we're going to have this thing uploaded to our YouTube, so Mom's Basement Games YouTube. But yeah, if you guys ever need any singles, we always got to let you know at the beginning and the end. Like, hey, go to momsbasementgames.tcgplayerpro.com for your and all the singles you need. And check out our content. We're on 7 days a week with every bit of content that you could ever want.
Even a podcast.
Even a podcast. If you just want to see our sweet chubby cheeks, then you're
I don't know why you want to do that.
You do. So then you want to come check out the podcast. But all right, so let's get into.
Have we talked about ourselves enough yet?
Yeah.
Should we actually maybe talk about some Magic?
Yeah, let's get into Friedman.
Kansas City. There was a Magic Fest this weekend. Neither of us were there, unfortunately, but Ben Friedman was.
He was definitely there, and he won everything. So it was a standard one. I don't know if you guys. So for some of those that don't follow some, I mean, there's even people like Richie. Richie won't even go to a Magic Fest anymore.
I'm not a big Magic Fest fan. I'm not a huge fan of how Channel Fireball runs their events. So
yeah, and I'm not a huge fan either. But
mainly stick to the Star City side myself.
Star City's good. So each week we're gonna bring you guys who's on top, and we're gonna let you know who won the previous event, both GP and Star City related. And so this week it was Friedman. And in the finals, though, let you know about the quarterfinals. It was Michael Byers, which he took second place. Spoiler. Andrew Ziggis, Josh Schroeder, Turner Maddock. That's just Mad. Ooh, I said it right, too.
I'm
it's
proud of
M.A.
you.
Dick. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Forrest Wang.
Not even barely 10 minutes in and you make the first dick joke.
I didn't even see it though, and it's Forrest Wang right under there. Daniel Hall and Brian the Boss. So then the semifinals were, of course, Bayer Friedman, Maydick, and Brian Boss, and then Friedman Byers, and then of course Ben Friedman wins it all. So
big surprise.
Yeah, Friedman's, I was asking Richie before we started, when we were going over all this, that I haven't heard Friedman's name in, God, I don't know, maybe 6 months, maybe longer.
Still definitely one of the best, though.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I don't even know who Michael Byers is, do you?
He's another one of the pro players. You'll see his name from time to time.
Okay, he's pretty good, so.
Yeah.
That was the breakdown for the quarters all the way to the finals. And the deck that actually won it all with Friedman was Esper Hero, and the deck that he beat was Gruul Midrange, which was again Byers. So we'll go over Byers' list first. It's just it's like what Richie was telling me. So standard is kind of it's kind of a shit show right now. It's not too refined. There's not a whole lot of I don't know.
We haven't had a big standard event yet because the last Mythic Championship was Modern. So we're still kind of in the area where people aren't 100% sure, what's the best deck, what's good, what should they be playing, what should their list look like even. So that's why you see like all this really sweet innovation. And I've really enjoyed how the format is because there are so many viable decks because nobody knows, what the quote-unquote best deck is.
Yeah, there's no mono red or no teamer energy or... No, 5-color.
There is a mono red deck, but nobody is really sure if it's the best deck.
Well, sure, yeah. Like,
this guy had Living Twister in second place.
Yeah,
That card's sweet.
What the fuck is Living Twister? Discard a land card. Living Twister deals 2 damage to any target, and it's 2 red. Return, and then for a green, return a tapped land you control to its owner's hand.
The notable thing with him is his body. That he's a 2/5.
Yeah, he's a 2/5.
Mono red cannot get through a 2/5.
No, fuck no. Because they don't have Searing Blaze.
Mm-hmm.
They can't actually put the damage on.
Yeah, they have to actually
also put it to their
face.
Yeah, they
unlike Modern.
Yep. Whereas with Searing Blaze, you still get that damage in, and you kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is there anything? I asked you this before. Is there anything spicy in Byers' list or no?
It's pretty standard with Gruul. You either see like this more Planeswalker heavy build, or you see more of a creature build where they either lean towards Goblin Chain Whirler or Llanowar Elves.
Okay.
with this build, it's going towards the Llanowar Elves, but it's also including the Planeswalkers like Sarkhan, where people know that he's pretty powerful, but it's really hard to fit him into a Llanowar Elf deck because of mana constraints. But here you see him being able to do it just fine.
Cool.
So
the spiciness, I thought, was Tybalt.
Tybalt's actually a pretty mainstay as a 2 of sideboards for Standard for the red decks.
I know, but...
You just gotta stop that life gain.
I just, Tybalt's always been a joke, so to see it in Standard and to see it playable, it's really cool.
You haven't seen a Modern deck with it.
It was awful. But yeah, the fact that you can make the Red Devil creatures, I like that. This card seems very, very, very playable in Standard. It seems pretty bad in the rest of the formats.
The really interesting thing with his list that I find is the fact that he has 2 copies of the Immortal Sun in his sideboard.
Yeah, that's pretty
when
cool.
He has 8 Planeswalkers in his deck. So I'm curious as to if whenever he brought that in, he boarded out his Planeswalkers, or if he just said he just wants the heavy hitters, and if he has a little bit of non-synergies, it happens.
Yeah, basically, I think you're just running this thing for the card draw and for your spells to cost less. Of course, your creatures, your Llanowars get in there for 2 damage, too.
It's more the fact that there's, a lot of, Super Friends decks in Standard right now.
Yeah.
So I actually think it's more for the Planeswalkers not being able to be activated.
Okay.
As awkward as it is with his own deck.
Just every single line on this card is probably just playable now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so we'll take a look at Friedman's list, which was Esper
The list
Heroes.
that actually took down the whole event.
Yeah, so Richie, I'll let you kind of explain this list.
Yeah, so this deck is more of the mid-rangey / tempo style deck for Standard. Your draws are really aggressive and really powerful when you have Hero, but a lot of your other cards work just super well. It's your typical Jund-style good stuff deck, You play your heroes to try to get as much value out of all of your cards. You get to play all the best Planeswalkers. You even see a 1 of Command the Dreadhorde, which, even though the only way to gain life in this deck is the Bellhaunt, you can try to counter and just not lose as much life. But so you're not going to get the huge Dreadhordes like you do out of the 4-color deck, but you're going to get a lot of value out of it that a lot of decks can't beat once you do it. The other big notable thing is the fact that he's playing in main deck Elder Spell. Elder Spell is huge in this format. I've said it for a long time. You either have to be on the Elder Spell or you need counter spells. And a deck like this actually gets to leverage both, which is super powerful. On top of that, you just have effective discard removal to go with your clock, and that's about it. It's just your typical good stuff deck. That's why it's playing 4 Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. I'm sure we haven't seen enough of that card in its whole existence.
Card's so fucking stupid. I can't... If anybody ever lands this on me playing Burn, and I have 1 card in hand, and they're at 4, 5, 6, I'm just I am fucking dead. I can't beat that card, man.
Yeah, it's almost like they printed a good 3-mana Planeswalker with it.
Oh, God. Jace the Mind Sculptor has nothing on Teferi, Hero of Dominaria right now.
But Brainstorm.
No. Draw a card, untap my fucking mana.
Brainstorm.
It's too good. It's not fair. All right, cool. So
Jace was banned.
Those are the Channel Fireball lists. Yeah, Jace is banned, in my mind. So we're going to move over to the Star City list, which this is going to be a lot of, what we'll delve into pretty deeply because modern, I know people want to hear about, they want to hear about Standard, they want to hear about Legacy, but I just find that modern content is, to be honest, is really where most Magic players that are craving content want to be at.
Especially when you can find something spicy like this deck.
Yeah.
So this deck, I pulled this list for us. It was from the SCG a week ago that I was at. It was in Louisville. And this deck took 15th. And it's War of the Spark themed, and it's also just super spicy.
Yeah. So,
when's the last time you've seen anybody register Generator Servant?
A mono red trolley deck. Something, right? Weren't they playing this in mono red Phoenix when it kind of this was a variant, or no?
I don't remember seeing Generator Servant. They were playing Steamkin.
Sure. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen this card in maybe, is it a pauper card?
No.
So it's
I've literally never seen this card
nothing
played,
card.
other than in like some fun standard.
All right,
decks.
so Generator Servant is a 1 red, 1 colorless, 2/1 elemental creature, which is cool. It's an elemental. So for you tribal freaks out there, you got a new card to play with, right? Because it only came out in M15, but now you know you can play it though. All right, so it says tap, sacrifice Generator Servant, add 2 mana to your mana pool. If that mana is spent on a creature spell, it gains haste until end of turn. Oh yeah, you got to be able to give Grizz Daddy haste.
No, we're giving the
Just
boar.
joking.
We're giving the boar haste.
Oh, Ilharg the Razor Boar.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we already give him haste with Goryo's Vengeance, though.
I mean, yeah, but this is a way to hard cast it from your hand. So the big strength of the Goryo's Vengeance decks is, my friend Ian's played a lot of this deck, is it can attack from the graveyard, but it can also just attack from its hand. And because, like, once you get the Gristlebrand in play, that's pretty much how the game's going to end. Except with this deck, you don't actually have the Borborygmos Enraged to kill your opponent. So you kind of got to take 1 to 2 combats between it and Emrakul Rule to win the game.
Okay. I love this thing, man. I put this in Dinosaurs.
Card's sweet.
And so I have a Legacy Dinosaur list for those of you that don't know. It's just a prison deck. And I slotted this in instead of...
Through the Breach.
Through the Breach.
Which this deck has both.
Yeah, so is that greedy?
No. You need your recursion. Like, you don't have sneak attack in this format.
So Through the Breach is sneak attack in this
Well,
deck.
Ilharg sneak attack.
Yeah, you're right.
Through the Breach is Ilharg.
Yeah, because you get to play Ilharg through Generator Servant earlier. So it is like your sneak attack.
And you also have your Goryo's Vengeance, obviously. But...
Oh my god, this deck looks so fun. I literally, like, when you pulled this up, I was just like, and when in the notes, I actually changed it from Boryo's Vengeance to Goryo's Vengeance.
Yeah, I changed it back.
I guess I didn't actually, like, go over it and read it and think, like, oh, that's our sweet little boar man.
Yeah.
And you can give him fucking haste. I'm actually, like, really...
You should play this deck this week.
I'm really hard right now. I'm going to.
Maybe this is what you could play for my stream.
Yeah, well, I can play it for one of the days.
Yeah.
I don't have to play it for mine.
Yeah, you can play it whenever.
Ooh, I can play it on Thursday. Ooh, I'm gonna virtually sleeve this bitch up. All right, so the sideboard looks really good too. So it runs 19 lands. It runs Ilharg, Grizzlebrand, 4 ofs.
Mama Emrakul Rule.
Yeah.
The big one.
Yeah, the spaghetti monster. 4 Simian Spirit Guides. And then it's got 3 of the Generator Servants in there, which is cool. 4 Pentide Prisons. I don't know actually how. I've never cast a Pentide Prison.
Pentide Prism ramps you into 5 pretty easily. That's why it's here.
I understand that, but I've never cast this card, so I'll probably be like clicking for like 3 minutes on Moto, like, how do I put the counters on the Pentide Prison?
You actually just like pay for it with different colors, and the counters will go on it by itself.
Yeah, it's like an E.
Yeah.
So then you got 4 Goryo's Vengeance, 4 Through the Breach, 3 Cathartic Reunion, which is very cute. 3 Collective Brutality, just for those extra sack outlets. So there's 6 sack outlets there to get
You
your
mean discard outlets?
Excuse me, discard. Yeah, to get those creatures, those creatures in the graveyard, along with 4 of the worst discard spell ever made, Faithless Looting.
Probably should be banned in Modern.
Okay, so then let's move on to the sideboard. It's got Chalice of the Void, a 1 of spicy, the spiciest meatball you've ever had in your life.
A 1 of Terrastin Nasty.
A 1 of Terrastodon. And so for those of you that don't know what Terrastodon does...
Do you know much about
you should probably turn this podcast off if you don't know what it does.
Hey, no, we want people to listen. That's how we make.
Okay.
That's how we get money, right? People listen to our content.
No, we don't make money. Oh. So Terrastodon is a 9/9.
Soup labels.
And when he enters the battlefield, he's a 9/9 for 8. He's a green creature. He's an elephant.
We can probably hardcast that, right?
Holy shit, tits. He's not legendary, so you can't bring him back with Goryo's Vengeance, which is kind of sad.
But you know the cute thing? When you Ilharg him, he goes back to hand, so that way you can do it again.
Yeah, so when he enters the battlefield, destroy up to 3 target non-creature permanents for each permanent put into the graveyard. This way, its controller creates a 3/3 green elephant creature token. So... This thing's just a lot. I mean, I've played this thing in you just blink this thing with Deadeye Navigator in Commander, and then you make people really sad. You just blow up.
It's known as EDH.
EDH. So then there's a 1 of Blood Moon. There's 3 of Braids. And there's 2 Lightning Axe. Again, more discard outlets.
That kills Scavenging Ooze, probably.
Yeah, you just want, Scavenging Ooze.
Thing in the eyes.
Yeah, titties. You got 2 Anger the Gods for those, the matchups versus, like...
Dredge, Humans.
Yep. Humans, Dredge.
Any of them critter decks.
Yep. And then you've got 3 Thought Seizes in the sideboard, which is excellent. And the thing that I really like in the mana base is the 1 of Gemstone Cavern. I don't know if there should be more in there. What do you think about that?
So it's really bad if you're on the play.
Of course it is. But, I mean, usually the decks that run Gemstone Cavern have 3.
But, like,
so
you need in this deck,
out.
you really need your color sources. Like, it's the same reason why you really don't see it in the Rakdos Prison decks. Even though, like, they want the effect, you got to have your mana base. Your mana base needs to be intact before you can afford anything, like, semi-greedy-ish like this.
Sure. All right, so that deck's really cool. So if you guys get a chance, if you guys do play a little Moto, or if you play on paper, check out Dominic Harvey's 15th place at the Star City Open in Louisville, Kentucky from 2 weeks ago.
Maybe they could play this at some of the events that are coming up even.
I think they could.
So
what events are coming up?
So for Magic Fest-wise, you unfortunately can't play the Boar God in Modern, but you could play him in some Standards, put some...
oh my god.
God Eternal... what's the green god? God Eternal Ronas.
Yeah.
Or some... Boar, the other boar that gives like Crater of Behemoth effect.
Could you play him in like red-green monsters or no?
Yeah, that's like actually
mid-range?
That's like a version of that deck.
Holy
you play him and then
titties.
you play like the Ronas and the boar to sneak in, so that way you get like Crater End Raise Runner. That's his name.
Raise Runner.
End Raise Runner, yes.
I don't know. We're gonna have to do a lot more shows until I start knowing what these fucking standard
I'll
cards
get you
are.
there.
You will.
But unfortunately, you got to go kind of far to get to this Magic Fest.
It is in Sao Paulo.
No, that's April, Josh.
It's not in Sao Paulo. Where is it?
It's Taipei.
Taipei? Oh, that's not as far as Sao Paulo, is it?
I don't know. It's too far for me.
That was sarcasm. Yeah, I knew
Okay.
you didn't know that. So Taipei, they're playing standard this coming weekend. And then coming up after that, if there's anything stateside that you guys are looking to get into, Washington, D.C. is going to have limited. And then they don't have anything until June 20th in Seattle. That's limited too. So that's a real shit show. So, but I mean, there's a lot of people that do enjoy limited. And by a lot of people, I mean 40 or 50. But if you really are just, you can't wait to play some Magic, some real Magic, Dallas is going to, June 28th, they're going to have Modern.
Ooh.
So you guys got to kind of wait basically until the end of the month. But there's a lot going on. It's summertime. People are out, grilling up tube steaks, eating regular steak,
I'm a fan of steaks.
Yeah.
There's also, there's this other place you can play Magic. It's STP, I think, or what? How do you pronounce it?
SCG?
Yeah, there we go. SCG.
Okay, yeah.
So SCG is going to be having their now pretty regular SCG Con next weekend.
3 days, 15 hours, 56 minutes, and 28 seconds till countdown.
Yeah. It's in Roanoke, Virginia, as usual. That's where SCG is based out of. And if you keep scrolling down, you'll see they actually have a lot of events at these. These are really fun events.
Don't tell me what to do.
I've been at them. I've been at the past two. I'll be at the third one. They have a lot of artists coming, as well as their invitational. Plus, they just have a bunch of different side events to do. Josh is highlighting names. Jeff.
Excuse me. Let me go into a story real quick.
All right.
Lobenstein, if you're watching this, I'm going to fucking find you, buddy. And
Calm down.
Okay. So if you're going to be there, Jeff Lobenstein's also going to be there. I gave him some altars last year at, what was it? Eternal Weekend?
Eternal Weekend.
I gave him 8 cards. He seemed like a really nice guy. He was friendly. And, 8 months later, I got my cards back and they weren't done yet.
Already starting first episode, and we're starting off with controversy. I like it.
I mean, I gotta throw the shade where shade is needed. The guy had my card. Did you hear that?
Do you need me to get an altar done for you there?
No. He had my cards for 8 months. Did you hear that part?
Yeah.
All right, I'm done.
Do you want me to get something signed?
No
for
more
you?
pouting. No more pouting. But Noah Bradley's going to be there, and he actually, what did he do? I believe he did the Judge. No, not the Judge Mountain.
I'm really bad with knowing what people did.
What art?
That's why I go and I look through their portfolios because I don't remember otherwise.
Okay, yeah, he's got some pretty good stuff. I know Stella, Zach Stella's got some good stuff. I know Stanko. I know that name.
Is that Tony Stark in the bottom right?
That is Tony Stark right here. He'll be signing Plutonium.
Mans.
Yeah. Ooh, there's going to be most popular cosplayers.
I'm
there.
actually a really big fan of a lot of these cosplayers.
Yeah, you are.
I follow a lot of them on Twitter. I've actually thought about cosplaying myself.
Okay. What would you be, like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Rude.
What would be your first dress up?
I don't know. Maybe like Garuk, Ajani, Nico Bolas. I don't know.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say like Great Whale or something like that.
Can I fire him already? Karn.
Oof. Karn would be cool. New Karn would be cool. I think if I dressed up...
Can I dress up as pantsless Karn?
Probably. I think if I dressed up, I'd probably be like Garuk or something.
Yeah.
I like Garuk. He's like one of my favorite.
You should dress up as a Goblin Guide.
There you go. AOK 47. Richie cosplay as Karn.
Yeah, that's where I got it from.
Yeah, that's what I like to see. Hey, what's up, AOK? Good to see
you. So yeah,
you.
then on top of that, they have like the summer championships. They have a lot of limited events that are actually pretty cool. They give you a pack of every master set, and you do like a sealed out of that.
Okay.
As well as they have a lot of Commander stuff. I know you're a big Commander guy, Josh.
Yeah, absolutely. I love Commander.
And then that's about it. They just have a bunch of events. It's a really good time.
I like this play for power thing. That's really, really cool.
It's kind of on the pricey side in my opinion, but I get it.
How much does it cost?
It's $100 a person.
It's $100. Ooh, look at
$100
so
entry fee.
The playmat is the days.
The days invocation.
Yeah, invocation days playmat. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so $100. Register today. This looks cool. I would play in this so hard.
You also get buys for Eternal Weekend.
Nice. So first gets a Mox Sapphire, second gets a Time Walk, third gets a Mox Emerald. Then it goes down the list: Mox Ruby, a Volcanic, a Volcanic, a Volcanic, a Volcanic, and then 200 top 16 get or 9 through 16 get $200 store credit, which will get you like a Karn, maybe one Karn, maybe two at SCG price.
I mean, it'll probably get you like a Savannah.
Yeah, might get you a Savannah.
That'd be sick. Some duels. So.
All right.
Keeping theme.
So that's SCG for the coming weekend, along with the CFB. And the thing that we wanted to talk about today, which has been on everybody's radar today, to be exact, which is...
Magic will never be the same.
June 3rd, 2019. The London Mulligan Rule.
The date's also right up there.
Dun, dun, dun! I know. So, they sent out a... what is this?
An article.
An article, sure.
That's what we like to call those.
Yeah.
You know, the things with words.
Yeah, Magic the Gathering article saying that, hey guys, guess what? With the release of Core Set 2020, we'll be introducing a new Mulligan system for all competitive Magic formats. This new Mulligan was tested at Mythic Championship 2 in London, as well as Magic the Gathering Online, and will work as follows. Blah, 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 blah. Right?
Yeah.
So I'll water it down for you guys. I got to play this online.
Do you want to tell them what the London Mulligan is?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So you get to play this. I was able to play it online. All of our streamers, I believe, were able to play it online. It was
They
up
took
for,
it down.
Yeah, it was up for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's 2 or 3. Yeah, something like that.
And it was up like a month and a half ago. Was the London? Anyways, it doesn't really matter when it was up.
I think it was about a month ago.
Now, I thought it was great, to be honest, because people
You
are
still
people
haven't-
are going to scorch me for this, right? No, I will. I'll tell how it works in just a second. People are going to say, "Well, it's not a level playing field," but I think it is. I think it allows for a level playing field. Now, people say, "Well, it's going to allow for these combo decks to be broken, and it's not fair." Just give it some time. You know, if they find that this, being able to sculpt your hand is too much, then they're going to start banning things, right?
But
That's
can you
what they're-
mind sculpt your hand?
You can't mind sculpt your hand. So here's how the Mulligan Rule works. You draw 7, and you look at your hand and you say, "Ooh, I don't like this hand. I'm going to pitch it back." Right?
Mhm.
And so then you draw 6 more cards. You don't draw 7.
No, you draw.
You draw 7, excuse me. You draw 7, and then you
Gosh, you're
say,
so old.
yeah,
You can't even remember.
you draw 7, and then you say, "Okay, this is also awful. I'm going to pitch this back and draw 7 more." So then by that time, you've already done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
So then for each time that you draw 7, you have to discard a card out of your hand until you go down to...
Well, you don't discard. You put it on the bottom of your library.
You put it on the bottom, sure.
If it was
Sorry.
discard, this would be broken in half.
Well, of course, yeah. But you get rid of a card, you put one of the cards for each time that you mulligan onto the bottom of your library. Sorry, I misspoke again.
Just discard your Gristle brands.
Yeah.
Turn 0.
Yeah. But I really... So I was talking to Richie earlier today, and I was around when I used to have to walk a few miles to school uphill both ways.
In the snow?
Yeah, when Magic first started their actual, like, just the regular Mulligan Rule. And we all thought, like, why, what is this? Why, I don't want to live in a world where, you know, everybody's hand isn't, where you get to mulligan and everybody gets, like, an extra look at cards. That's really weird. Like, I can't just keep all lander? I don't know what to do. And so we were also up in arms at that time to say, I don't really like this. This isn't cool. Why don't we just have it the way it was before? Well, all games go through changes and all games go through modifications to try to make them better and more pleasing to the person playing them. So that's what they're trying to do here. Now, for those of you that are going to say, hey, this isn't going to work I'm 100% this isn't going to work. It's going to be gone soon. I've seen people say that. That's an opinion, and you can have that opinion, and maybe that'll happen. But for now, we just have to see how it shapes up. We have to see if it actually is good for the game, or if all these combo decks start slowly moving up in percentage and take over the formats.
So I don't... The one thing I don't agree with that you said there, I don't think even... I think no matter what now, we're stuck with this Mulligan Rule. I don't see Wizards going back and changing something that they tested, said was fine, and then just being like, oh, well, we were wrong. Instead, they'll probably just end up banning things that are too powerful. So...
That could happen, but you got to remember, too, is that...
That's even what they said in the article, actually, is that they would look more at bannings than
actually getting rid of the Mulligan Rule. Okay.
Because
I
this
can see
Mulligan
that.
Rule is insanely great for limited and standard.
Okay.
But it's where you hit the Eternal formats that's the problem. Yeah. And they're not 100% scared to, we've seen them ban things in the past.
Sure.
In Eternal formats, so we'll have to see.
Yeah. And, it's really gonna... I want it to be a positive thing for the game, because the game needs to continue to have positive things happen for it, because they're doing a lot right now that's making things work out really well with the printing of, the small planeswalkers. Everybody's hyped for the new Modern Horizons stuff. All that shit is very, very positive for the game. And to see negative things happen, it kind of sucks. So.
Yeah, it definitely would stink, but again, I don't think Wizards would do this if it was wrong for the game.
No.
I think they put way too much testing in for that to happen now.
Yeah, and so, you're going to see some spikes, not only from... so this is one thing why, every single week we want to keep you guys on top of, what's going on with the cards that they're making, the rules changes that they're making, because this does have an impact financially. So with the London Mulligan Rule, cards like Serum Powder,
ley lines,
like any ley line, doesn't matter which ley line it is, except for the really, really bad ones. Like, what's a really bad one? Ley line of the Meek.
Ley line of the Meek's not the best.
I think just ley line. Isn't there just ley line? Isn't that a green one?
I don't think so.
No.
Pretty sure they all have names.
There's a really bad ley line. I think it's a green one. Anyways, there's some bad ones that are just, I think it's like +0, +1.
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the really bad green one. But yeah, there's going to be some stuff like that where it's not going to have an actual financial impact on those cards. But your Ley Line of the Void, your Ley Line of Anticipations,
Ley Line of Sanctity,
all that stuff is just going to be like,
the Ley Line of Punishment, the red one.
Yeah, and, I hope so. I hope that's playable.
Yeah, would you play it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's still bad.
Yeah.
It just doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
who
knows? Maybe it's better than Skullcrack.
I don't know. Skullcrack does 3 damage, but yeah, you gotta pay for it. But, but yeah, like, it's gonna cause for some financial swings, and that's something that we're gonna talk about every week. So we want to let you know, like,
we're gonna do the swing.
Yeah, we're gonna swing. So we want to kind of give you guys some information to say, hey, hold on to these cards, pick these cards up, because you still have time to pick up Serum Powders. You still have time to pick up things like ley lines before they actually get out of control. So those are the kind of things that you want to pick up. Now, with the announcement of Modern Horizons, you had the new spoiler of, what card was it? What's the new sliver called?
There's a lot of them, but the first sliver?
The Cascade sliver.
The first sliver.
That's what it's called?
The first sliver.
Nice.
The first sliver.
Yeah, I thought that was like the first sliver they printed. And
the first sliver.
Who's on first?
The second sliver?
Who's on second?
The third sliver.
So the first sliver is making a financial impact across the board on them, their silvers. And we just want to, let you guys know that, these dollar slivers that were like diffusion sliver.
Thank quotas no mo.
They're not, yes, they are not quarters anymore. Thank the Lord.
Quit giving that. Keep giving them to us, but let us pay you for them.
Yes, we would love to pay you for them. But, these are always going to be great bulk picks for us, because now that these went from like, $0.00 to $3.64, like diffusion slivers up.
Bet your brother's super happy about that.
He's super happy. Now, the other card that's spiking a lot of the other, like, the creature-based decks for Modern Horizons is the Unsettled Mariner. Now, Unsettled Mariner is a blue-white 2/2 changeling, and his creature type is Shapeshifter. And it says, for those of you that don't know, whenever you or a permanent you control becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless its controller pays 1. So it's another tax.
But isn't that bad? It's only a shapeshifter. It's not like it's any other creature type, right?
It's an elephant.
There's no elephant in this room, Josh.
Oh shit. So so this is just another, they're putting this on MTG, MTG stocks. They're putting these like side by side to say, hey, look, this is another tool for slivers to use. It's for humans to use.
Spirits.
Because if you're able to go, if you're able to go Thalia into Unsettled Mariner, it's a bad day for anybody trying to spot remove anything, because it's just not happening.
They gotta pay 2 extra mana.
They gotta pay
your lightning bolt costs
4.
No, Thalia taxes for 1, and this taxes for 1.
Oh, excuse me. Okay, 3. You're right.
2 extra.
Yes. So 3. So yeah, so it's
for 1 mana. If it's a 2 mana,
I was thinking Searing Blaze.
Yeah.
That's why I said 4.
You always think about Searing Blaze.
I do, because that's the second time I've talked about it.
We're gonna have to put you on a Searing Blaze cutoff.
Yeah, only one time per podcast.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So Diffusion Sliver's up this week. Also, something else that's up this week, and I'm not 100% sure why Thran Turbine during your upkeep. So Thran Turbine's up to $7. During your upkeep, you may add up to 2 colorless mana. Oh, okay. So it's things that you can do during your upkeep.
It's because of Urza Lord High Artificer, as it says right there.
What is that card?
Nothing, apparently. So, Urza is 4 mana for a 1/4. There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so 4 mana, 1/4.
Gonna be Commander All-Star.
It's a blue creature. And it says, when Urza Lord, this is out of Modern Horizons, this is the card that's like, yeah, they're pre-ordering at $45 fucking dollars. This is nuts. So like,
read him.
Just imagine if you open a foil, your box is like halfway paid for, right?
Probably paid for, just about.
Yeah. So when Artificer enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control.
It's a construct.
Yeah, construct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So tap an untapped artifact you control, add a blue mana. That's pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah. But read the last ability.
Pay 5. This is an activated ability. Shuffle your library, then exile the top card. Period. Until end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost. Gross. Gross.
So you're an EDH guy. Off the top of your head, do you know what card this combo's with?
Omniscience?
No. Because you have to pay mana for its ability, so. It combos with Paradox Engine. Because Paradox Engine untaps your artifacts after you cast a spell.
Oh, yeah. So is Paradox Engine just going to be like $100 fucking now?
You're the finance guy.
Because it was 50.
I don't know.
And then it went back down. Jesus.
Look it up. Let's see what Paradox Engine's going for right now.
Good God. Paradox Engine.
Docs, like what you do, Josh?
I do doc. It's the best. Okay, yeah. We're at $41, and that thing just spiked. It hit what? What it hit? 42 bucks? That's so nutty. So, and then it came back down to earth a little bit at, and this was 25.
Like a $10, $15 card before, right?
It was at, like, here it was at $6, $7. Yeah, then it started creeping up to like 15, and so
then it
yeah, but once people found out, like, and it's a 5 cost, which is just nuts. Paradox Engine is whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. So gross. Yeah, you just float that. You just pay 5, untap all your dudes. Gross. Just crushing on mugs. Oh man, yeah. So there's gonna be some financial stuff going on, which is gonna be it's gonna be shaken up, like they say, movers and shakers for sure. And then you've got some cards that are going to. Why is Hagari?
Because there's ninjas in Modern Horizons.
Oh my God! Stop.
Ninja, rap, ninja, rap.
Oh, you're so lucky for those of you just listening to this on the podcast. You didn't have to see him dance, but for oh no, there's nobody watching, so it's okay.
We'll get there. There'll be people watching on YouTube.
They will in future. So Sarkhan Fireblood is a cheap pickup right now. So
he's going down.
He's going down. He's yelling
timber.
And this is the one
should not be this cheap.
Yeah, so this is the one I was actually excited about when we looked at this before we did the show. Was Ugin the Ineffable?
Inevitable. That's how I say it. I don't know if that's actually how it's pronounced. That's how I say
Ineffable?
it. Ineffable.
Magic words fuck me up.
Magic in a Ugin in a bowl.
Yeah, so Sarkhan's down right now, which whatever. He can be down. He's Sarkhan. All the Sarkhans kind of suck. Eventually people find out that they don't pre-order. They pre-order like $25 and
the War of the Spark Sarkhan's real good because it makes all your planeswalkers dragons.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying eventually they all come
I'm
back
just
to
saying,
Earth.
don't shit talk Sarkin. He'll fuck you up.
So
You ever get fucked up by a dragon, Josh?
the new Ugin from War of the Spark. Now, for those of you that don't know this guy, creature spells cost 2 less to cast. He's a 6-drop planeswalker, and exile the top card of your library. Face down is his plus, and create a 2/2 colorless spirit creature token. When that token leaves the battlefield, put the exile card into your hand.
Not dies, leaves the battlefield.
That is so sexual. And then the neg 3 is destroy target permanent. That's 1 or more colors, which is very, very excellent. How many of this guy are you running in your Eldrazi deck?
I'm on 2 of him right now.
Okay.
Because he's basically Eye of Ugin, but you have to pay 6 mana for it.
Okay.
But I mean, it's an insane top end. Like, what does Esper Control do when you land an Ugin? And you just make 2/2s that draw you cards when they die.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So another low here is Counter Revenant. So for you those out there that play Commander, this card was, I want to say it topped out at, Jesus, they don't even go back that far. It only goes back to 18. If you go back even further than December of 18, if you go back a few years, this card had topped out around $20. So at one point it was just really insane. It stayed between $15 and $20, and then once they reprinted it, it went down. It basically cut in half. So this is another card that's on a little bit of a low right now, which is at a little less than $7. So it's not a big time low, but
do you think it's on a downtick because we've seen like such a plethora of mana doubling abilities in like the past year or so? Like, we've seen that...
It's a pretty intensive mana doubler. You know, you got to pay 6 for it, but the mono black decks in Commander, they don't really have a problem paying for him, so...
Yeah. But isn't it just, like, overkill at that point? Like, if you have 6 mana to play this, how much mana do you need?
Yeah, well, it's the same with Blood, or the gas. What's the 4-drop
But he costs 4. Like,
yeah.
There's a big difference between 4 and 6.
Yeah, Crypt Gas, that's
called
what it
2.
is. Correct, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure why this thing's trending down, but I would just, I would say that if you don't have one of these for Commander, pick it up. But I'm sure most of you guys probably have one of these. But the other thing I want to let you guys know about is if you guys don't right now, if you don't have your your Alpha Black Lotuses, you're going to want to pick these up today. So because before they get even higher, they're at $22,000.
Is mine in the mail, Josh? Yeah. You promised me a Black Lotus as a signing bonus. So.
They're at $22,000. So if you don't have your Alpha Black Lotus, get it. Get it now. Get it while it's not $23,000.
For all you old school players.
Yeah, you save yourself. What was it like? In January, it was $17,500.
$17,499.
And now guess what? It's at $22,000. So between January now, you guys that needed Alpha Black Lotus, you fucked up. You really did. You fucked up. I don't understand.
Can you explain someone who needs an Alpha Black Lotus to me?
Oh man, too good. Too good.
It's one of those things where if you have to ask the price, you probably can't afford it.
Yeah, it's like an HJ.
Yeah.
Or a ZJ.
What about a BJ?
No, you can't afford that either. Oh man! All right, so we made it. We made it all the way to finance, dude, in exactly an hour. How'd we do that? Are you proud of us?
I mean, we've had a few too many dick jokes, in my opinion, but
I don't think so. I think it was great.
So,
what's
all right? I guess I don't know. I'm just excited. SCG Con's this weekend. I'm gonna be there. Playing in the Invitational. It's going to be a good time.
So what events are you going to play in?
I'm playing in the Invitational.
I know, but when you scrub out of the
okay. Fuck you, Josh.
When you scrub...
some of us have made money off Magic the Gathering. It's you because of momsbasementgames.tcgplayerpro.com.
Bang, bang.
But before we get into anything else, what are you doing this weekend?
Oh, what am I doing this weekend?
That's why I asked you.
Oh, God, what am
Will
I
I
doing?
see you at SCG Con?
No, you won't see me at SCG Con. I think I have to work around the house this weekend. I think I'm just going to be bum.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
You mean you're gonna get a weekend off?
I don't. No. I'm gonna stay home and I'm gonna grind. But I mean, I still have to work around the house. But we've got about 350,000 Magic cards now to go through.
It's not bad.
Yeah. So
we got a lot.
yeah, we might have a little bit more than that. But,
Always wanting more.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we got a lot of Magic cards to get through. So hopefully we will. Get through those in the next couple months and, I don't know, slow down a little bit. I mean, well, hopefully it never slows down. But, maybe it will slow down a little bit. But yeah, so I guess we'll wrap up the podcast. And this was our first podcast, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, me too.
It's, again, like I said, you guys want to, get some weekly content, be able to hear, okay, this is what's happened financially, who did well at the last event, what decks I should play. We'll try to keep you up to date every single week on Monday with all that content. Also, like Richie said, check us out on momsbasementgames.tcgplayerpro.com if you guys need any singles. And also, we're on 7 days a week right now making content. So I'll be on this coming Thursday. And you can follow me at Mom's Basement MTG on Twitter to find us, when we're going to be streaming, what we're going to be streaming. We send decks out and whatnot, so that's good. And we're doing a giveaway this month, and I want to talk about that giveaway before we sign off here.
Yeah, go ahead.
And so we're doing Tribal Week, which is very cool because we talked about the slivers. We talked about the hype on that.
I believe you said you're actually playing slivers.
Yeah, I'm gonna play slivers this coming month, and it's gonna be Tribal Week. So each one of our streamers, each day of that week is gonna be playing whatever tribal deck that they have the most fun with. My brother plays slivers, and he really enjoys the deck. He did pretty well with it when he played it, and he's gonna get some new toys. So even though I won't be able to play with those new cards, we can kind of, sit back and talk about like, hey, this is what's going to help the deck, run over the cards that we think is going to help, and then what cuts we would make. So stop by on that day if you guys are into slivers. It'll be the 16th through the 22nd, I believe, right?
I believe that is
correct.
16th
through the 22nd of June. And we'll let you know about that again next week, and then once it starts on the 17th, we'll remind you about that. So, but we will be giving away a Sliver Queen. So, Sliver Queens are going for $160 or so right now. So, it's a pretty solid giveaway. We do a monthly giveaway. So if you guys are interested in that, you guys can follow us on Twitch, Mom's Basement Games on Twitch, and you can also follow us on YouTube. And that's also Mom's Basement Games. So check those two places out. Give us a follow. Give us a like on our Facebook. And we will enter you guys into to have a chance to win. Also, if you are subscribed to us on Twitch, you have another chance to win. And if you're part of our Patreon, you'll have a third chance to win. So check that out. You got anything, Rich?
Just that if you guys want to find me, as Josh said, you can find him at Mom's Basement MTG.
Yep.
You can find me at, as you can see down there below, but for all of you listening, my Twitter handle is at RichardTMTG. You can find me there for Magic, League of Legends, memes, any other random content and things that I enjoy, as well as if you guys want to discuss anything with me. And on top of that, since we are doing the podcast right now, you can find this podcast on our Twitch live every Monday, I believe.
Yeah.
You can find it on YouTube at some point throughout the various weeks, depending on when it gets uploaded. And we will be uploading this to at least SoundCloud, iTunes, and maybe Spotify.
Yeah.
So that's where you can find Magic in the Making if you enjoyed this content.
Such a good name, man.
And I think with that, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes.
I believe this is the end of episode 1 of Magic in the Making.
Yep, we will see you guys next week at 5:30. Join us, or we'll see you on the internet.
All right.
Have a good
Bye,
one, guys.
everyone. Have a good one.